everyone, this is your friend Meir. I know that many of you are talking about my work with vision, and in fact, I'm going now to Europe to work with the general public. For example, in Barcelona, 2 days for the general public. But already there, I'll have teachers of natural vision improvement. And 2 days, I would work with natural vision improvement, including a couple of ophthalmologists who come to study with me. And I'm going to teach them how to work with low vision clients. Anyone who saw any of my practice knows that I work with low vision clients. What's a low vision client? Somebody who, in spite of correcting the vision with glasses, cannot actually see most of the chart. And those are the people I work with. I worked with one wonderful lady recently that was able to see large print on her phone from a distance of basically an inch. And when we finished and we worked for 2.5 hours, she could see it from 3 inches. And she was excited, and so was I. But today I want to talk again about your neck. Many people ask the question, how come I work with people's toes in order to loosen up their neck? Which is kind of funny, interesting, right? You know that some people can play guitar with their toes. People who are have the lack of fortune and they're born with small arms, or they lost their arms, end up learning to feed themselves with their toes. Think what flexibility they have in the hip joints that most of us are losing. And I've heard of one lady who was able to put diapers on her infant with her toes. Those are fantastic things. But what happens to all of us, we're walking on our feet and we don't use our toe muscles as much. So think what happens when you don't use your toe muscles. Most of the flesh of your foot are basically toe muscles, especially the extensor muscles of the toe. And so what happens is, when your toe muscles are weak, your ankles will be stiff. And the stiffness of your ankles will create stiffness on your knees. Now think, how many people do not have knee injuries? They're the minority. So if your ankles are stiff and your knees are stiff, then your hip joints will be stiff. And so many people need hip replacement. You have to book it months in advance. The doctors who do it make a fortune because so many people need it. But who knows that it all starts with your toes. Again, when your toes are weak, the ankles will be stiff, your knees will be stiff, your hip joints will be stiff, so will be your lower back, which will affect your digestion. And basically, 20% of the people in the world and 25% of people in the United States are suffering from all kinds of digestive problems. And then your chest will be stiff, your neck will be stiff, and your jaw will be stiff. And boy, so many people are trying to fix their bite with all kinds of dentistry that shave some of the important enamel in their teeth. But truth of the matter is, the whole thing starts with tension in your jaw. So think about another part, your fingers. When we learn to write, we normally tense very hard our fingers when we held a pencil. And then the elbow became stiff, then the shoulder, then the neck, then the jaw. Do you pay attention that most people who use computers have repetitive strain injuries, carpal tunnel syndrome, and many others? They're all being treated symptomatically. Well, so our work is, with the fingers, we have to extend them. But with the toes, most people don't even know they can move their toes. Let me give you an example. If you sit on your chair, take your shoes off. I'll give you a second to do that. And now as you took your shoes off, try to curl your fingers and move your foot forwards and backwards. That's easy. Stand up and try to walk forwards with your toes. And even if you have the most powerful biceps, you may not be able to do that. So let me repeat again. From the tension of the fingers, we tense the neck and the jaw. From the tension of the toes and the weakness of the toes, and especially the weakness, we're tensing the neck. The fingers don't extend enough. We don't climb up trees. We used to hold pencils to draw. Now we have less movement. When we had typewriter, we had ribbon that we had to put in and out. Now we just tense and sit in front of the computer. And we don't move much our toes. And we are locking them in shoes, even in sandals. So my friends, this is the time for you to start to learn self-healing. Again, my book, Awakening Your Power of Self-Healing, we have the normal sale of buy 2 books, get 4 free. And it has wonderful exercises for the toes, as well as the nervous system, as well as digestion and others. But the point is, if you want a good heart, work on your toes. If you want a good vision and your neck has to be loose for it, work on your toes and fingers. Because 85% of the people who get blind get it from hemorrhages or poor blood flow to the retina and to other parts. Even glaucoma is a result of poor blood flow to the optic nerve and to the eyes that causes high pressure. Listen, there's a lot to do daily, so we don't have to sit in a doctor's office ever. So work on your toes. Move them one by one on their own, something that is difficult for most people. Extend your fingers. It's easier to clench a fist than extend the fingers and separate between them. But we have to do both things. Learning to use muscles we never used, never knew about their existence, is the secret to long, happy life. Look at this. It's a warm day, I must say, very warm in San Francisco. But I was only one out of 2 or 3 who bathed in the cold ocean. Nobody else dares. And here I'm 69 on my way to my 70th year, and I can do it. But 20 years old and 30-year-old would wear suits to get into the ocean. My blood flows better. And so again, work on your toes to loosen up your neck. And loosen up your neck so you will never have vision problems, strokes, or other problems with your brain. Many blessings, Meir.